How do you think that Groton has affected kind of your experience with music or how you view music?
Groton has been a wonderful place for me to start learning the organ, just because, well, one, I'm the only organ student, so I've been, well, not anymore, but I used to be the only organ student, and I was just thus able to use the instrument pretty much whenever I needed to. And secondly, this instrument is one of the most famous organs in this country. It was made by historically the best American organ building firm at the height of their production, and it is just an exquisite instrument. And so in that way, Groton as an environment, especially with this beautiful chapel, and a lot of opportunities in morning services to play, it's been a really wonderful place to learn the organ. The organ has been part of my life for a very long time. I grew up in the Episcopal Church, where the organ is a very important part of the liturgy, and my uncle plays the organ. But I didn't start learning until I came here in second form. And then the harpsichord, I'd always loved Baroque music, but I didn't start the harpsichord until fourth form.
And what's the first piece that you learned on the organ?
The first piece I learned on the organ was a very, very short chorale prelude by Bach, which is it's basically a hymn melody with sort of a unique setting underneath the main melody, and it's called Ich ruf zu dir, Herr Jesu Christ, which is I cry unto thee, Lord Jesus Christ. And so that was the first piece that I learned, and it took up most of my second form to learn, because I could not read music very well back then. That helped me a lot.
Do you have a favorite piece?
That I've played, or just in general on the organ?
That you've played.
Well, there are a few pieces that I really love. One is the Widor Toccata, which is sort of the very famous organ piece that is just bombastic and enormous, and is played on Easter and that sort of thing. So that's a fun one. And then pretty much all Bach. It's very difficult to say which like prelude and fugue is better, or which trio sonata. It's all magnificent. So yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you hope to carry the harpsichord and or the organ into your future?
Well, the organ, I still plan to practice the organ and the harpsichord together just through college, but I hope to be able. The nice thing about the organ is that there aren't very many organists. So if some organist in the nearby area needs a substitute or an assistant organist, I would be able to help, and I think I'll be doing that while I'm at college, and so just playing for church.
So John, I know you're also a choir prefect, and you've directed a few pieces for the choir. How did you take an interest in that, and is that something that you want to carry into your future too?
Well, choral music and organ music kind of go hand in hand, and so because the organ was originally, historically throughout the Middle Ages and even before, has been the instrument that is used to accompany singers, and especially later in church settings. So it sort of made sense to learn how to conduct a choir, and singing is also an enormous part of my life, especially church singing. So I do hope to be able to, I do hope to sing, keep singing later on, but I don't know about conducting. We'll see. If the opportunity arises, I will seize it, because it is very fun to do, but I don't know. We'll see.
Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about in terms of your experience with organ, or anything about your experience with music?
Well, I hope that more people learn to play this instrument, because it is an incredible resource that we have at this school, an incredible artistic medium, just because you can play lots of early music, but lots of modern music, and you also have this whole almost symphony of sounds with all these different stops on this organ, and it's just an incredible instrument.